Hey y'all, before I start this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, y'all. Alright, so let's jump right into this. So in this video, I wanted to give an update on my fitness journey, what's been going on with me, a little bit of my health, y'all. I've been going through it. If you guys don't know, I'm gonna explain to you right now. During the summer, I get extremely sick. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not a summer type person. I'm more of a fall, a little bit of winter, but it's really been freezing cold lately, so I'm not really feeling the winter how I used to. But I'm more of a fall type person. But during the summer, I tend to get very, very sick. I have seasonal allergies, things like that, and I get very sick, y'all. So this summer, I've really been going through it. And to continue, because this is about my fitness journey, not about my allergies and all of that, but I just wanted to point that out there. So, update on my fitness journey, y'all. Currently, right now, officially, I can deadlift about 300 to 308, which is a goal. I've never lifted that much a day in my life. I started lifting in the year of 2023, but let's rewind. Let's take it back real quick. All right, so bam. July of 2023, I was in a head-on collision and totaled my first car. Thank God no one passed away. Thank you. But I had a bum wrist and a bum knee. Okay, I've never deadlifted, never even really liked to exercise for real. I was not an exercise person. I was one of those people that was like, ew, I don't like to sweat. Get it away from me. And unfortunately, I was in a head-on collision, and my left knee will forever have arthritis in it. So when it rains, the weather change, my left knee starts to hurt really bad. So right around that year, you know, of course, physical therapy and everything is just so darn expensive. Don't know why, but it is. Things are just really expensive, and I honestly couldn't afford to go to physical therapy. So I came up with the bright idea. I was like, okay, well, what if I just go work out? You know, in my mind, I was thinking it's the same thing as physical therapy, even though I've never been. And I was like, it's the same thing as physical therapy, so I should be cool. You know, I should be cool. You know. Let me go work out and see what this does, right? So I ended up finding a little private gym here in my hometown, and I started to go there, and pretty much from that point on is where I fell in love with heavy lifting or deadlifting. I didn't necessarily know the name of it, so at first I was like heavy lifting, but then I grew to learn like deadlifting. So I started deadlifting from that year. I took a year off from that, and then I was in, actually, let me take it back. So I was pretty much deadlifting from there. I had like a personal trainer. He was helping me get better. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was feeling good. I was looking great. Can't post the video here, but I was feeling good. I was feeling great. And I took a year off, but a lot of people don't know this as well. I have a slip disc. So right around that time, like, it would hurt. And even though I was lifting, like, my lower back was still hurting. So I was like, okay, I have to figure out a way. Now I have a knee I have to worry about. And now I have my slip disc I have to worry about. So right around that time, I started taking Pilates, but that wasn't really helping with my slip disc issue. So within that year, I took like a year off, and then I want to say shortly after that, I decided to do physical therapy, which is hilarious because knowing what I know now, if I would have known, then I just would have continued to work out. So my slip disc was really getting bad to the point where I was like, okay, I talked to my primary care doctor, and she was like, well, why don't you try physical therapy? So took her word for it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try physical therapy. So I started physical therapy mainly to help with my back. And right when I was gonna get discharged, got into another car accident. But this wasn't my fault. Somebody hit me from behind, but that's another video for another day. She hit me from behind literally a day before I was gonna get discharged from physical therapy. So that was a situation within itself, and I had to prolong and go back even longer. And what I noticed within physical therapy, I was like, okay, it's cool, but it's still not necessarily helping. So mind you, when I started deadlifting in the beginning, I fell in love with actually working out, and I didn't mind sweating, y'all. I was actually doing really good. I fell in love with working out. So I was like, okay, I've been to physical therapy for X amount of months. Nothing is really helping with my back. My knee is starting to hurt even more, and I honestly felt like it was a waste of time. It was overpriced. This is just my honest opinion, okay? It wasn't helping me, and I felt like it was a waste of time for me. So I was like, okay, so let me take it upon myself. Let me get a gym membership. Let me go to the gym. Mind you, I didn't have a workout plan, didn't have any type of nothing. I was just like, maybe if I exercise or, you know, do things that I've learned in physical therapy, it would help. Nothing, right? I have a gym membership, I'm going, but, you know, I'm not necessarily seeing the results that I want to see, and I just don't have a exact workout plan to work out, right? So I was like, okay, I have to figure out something. So one night I was just scrolling on the phone, and of course, ADHD brain, I was like, all right, well, let me look up like some private gyms or something, you know, stuff like that. So I came across this gym. If I would have known he was around, baby, I would have been working out with him inside his garage. Do you hear me? His name is Matt. He is the GOAT. This man literally has helped me beyond ways that I can really, you know, thank him. You know, I haven't told him any of this, by the way. He be watching my channel and stuff, y'all. But I was scrolling and I seen this gym. It's called Project Deliverance. And I noticed that the clients that this man has is a lot of, like, you know, one, it's a lot of men, of course. But he also had, you know, students that come into that are in school. You know, he's trained football players, MMA fighters. You know, it's just insane. Like, this dude's catalog, when I seen his page, I was like, okay, so he has to be something serious. But I was also a little nervous because I was like, what if he's like one of them intense trainers that just be getting in your behind and you be ready to run out of the gym? But I stuck with my first mind, and I was like, okay, let me email him, let him know my situation. I emailed him. He's very responsive, very quick. Shout out to you, dude. And he was like, yeah, sure. Would you like to come in, you know, for a day? We see what's up, see what's going on. And I was like, okay, cool. Then another perk was his gym is not that far from where I personally live. I would say not even 10 minutes. I'd say maybe 6 minutes away. So I came inside, and the aesthetic, very nice, very pleasing. And this is how I knew I was somewhere where someone takes what they do very seriously, and it's not just something to do when you have nothing to do. This man eats, breathes, and sleeps fitness, for real. I feel like personally it's one of his callings. This is something he was always destined to do, and I respect it. So I went inside, and I was a little thrown off at first because I've never been like used to an environment like this. Like, he walked over, I was like, hi, such and such is my name. He's like, hi, I'm Matt, it's nice to meet you. He's like, all right. So I see him walking around with this board, and I'm like, what the hell is he walking around with this board for? Like, is he like, I was really like generally like confused. And mind you, it's like other people that's working out too, and I'm like, so it's not more than one person? Like, you just doing this one man ship? And he was like, all right, so, age, height, whatever, like, do you have anything that I should know? And I was like, yes, all right, so you ready? So I was like, okay, I have a slip disc. And he was like, okay. And I was like, I was in a car accident, my wrist is a little bummy. And he was like, okay. And I was like, I have arthritis in my left knee, so when it rains, the weather change, my knee gets to hurting like really bad. And one thing that I was really impressed by, like, he didn't really seem two-faced. He kind of seemed like he's heard this type of stuff before. So he was like, okay. He was like, all right, cool. So he was like, cool. All right. So now that I got all of that down, so what's your goals? And I was like, well, my goal is to tone up. Y'all, I've been, fluffy my whole entire life. Been like fluffy, like a bear, And one of my main goals is to tone. Now, I've been told that, my muscles are defined, like you see them, but I just gotta put in the extra work so you can see them. So I pretty much told him what my goals was to lose weight and stuff like that, and, become toned and everything. So he was like, all right, cool. So he was like, first we're gonna start here. You're gonna do like 2 minutes, and then you're gonna go over here, and then you're gonna lift this, then you're gonna go over here, and then you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna go over here and do this. So at first I was like, this man trying to kill me. You talking about you want me to do a circuit? Sir, I don't do no circuits. I just go to one machine and work out, and then that's the end of the story. Like, this is all that I'm thinking. But of course, I'm like, okay. But I'm thinking, like, this man is really trying to kill me. Did I make a mistake by coming in here? I don't know. So once I started working out in 2023 and fell in love with it. But this was like a different type of animal that I had to conquer, really. And when I started and I was doing things, child, I was out of breath. I was sweating really bad. But one thing about me is I don't give up too easy. Like, when I try something, I always let them know, like, it's really gonna be hard, but you give me like 6 months, I'm gonna kill it every time. So that was mainly just the mentality that I had, but also I was taken through there. But I respected it because he was very serious and I was very serious. And I respected that. Like, it didn't seem like he was just here like, oh, okay, sure, we're gonna help you. Like, I can kind of tell the difference between those type of people and someone like him that's very serious. So once I worked out there, I was like, okay, I like this place. So ever since then, I've been there. And I would say, update, your girl can finish her circuit within the hour, y'all. I'm so excited. But I still have a long road ahead of me. I feel like, because I'm a perfectionist, and if things aren't the way I want them, then it ain't right. But I do also want to talk about the nutrition and food aspect. So one thing that I've learned, it's not really the workout part that's hard. When I first started working out, I thought the workout part was very complicated. I was like, I just can't. But once I started working out and I continued to work out, the workout part isn't the problem. My problem is food. I'm a very emotional eater. I tend to eat my feelings. And then I have moments where I overeat. And then I have moments where I don't eat. And ever since I've been on a fitness journey since 2023, I would say food has most definitely become like a struggle. A struggle. It's not impossible, but it's most definitely a struggle. And I'm trying to figure out and most definitely work on eating a lot better. And it's not the fact that I can't. but it's the fact that, you know, I can and I do, but then I'm not really consistent, and then I have moments where I may have a lot going on, then I'm just like, screw it, I'm just gonna just eat like a hungry hippo. And I don't want to continue to do that because it's very unhealthy for me. Like, I'm getting older, so I can't just continue to just eat any and everything because I feel need be. So I would say one of my goals for the rest of this year and next year is to most definitely work on my nutrition and, you know, switching up my diet and certain things. It's not impossible, but it's most definitely going to be a battle for me. I don't have an issue eating healthy. I just have an issue staying consistent. But yes, y'all, this summer has been very brutal and it has been kicking my behind. I could have went harder, but your girl had to recover. That's another time for another video. But yes, just need to work on my nutrition and eating. I had seen a YouTube video of a trick. I think you have to multiply, I think this trainer said you multiply your body weight by 12, I think, or something like that, something along the sorts of that. But I have to go back and I have to look. I'm gonna try that and see how many calories I should be eating, because, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I ain't huge, you know, it's getting smaller, but tone, because I've been having a 2-pack for the rest of my life. I've been having a 2-pack as long as I can remember. 1, 2. Them other 4, that's the food. It ain't the workout part, it's the food. But yes, y'all, that is pretty much the end of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much. I am a very small YouTuber, but if you take 800 plus people and put them in a room, that's a lot of people to be talking to, and no one's ever going to make me feel bad for that. I have worked my butt off, and I will continue to work my butt off. Yes, y'all. See ya.